show you guys how to train back, which basically just has the dog walk a couple steps backwards. This is really useful for a bunch of different reasons. The things you're going to want are a clicker, and you are also going to want treats. So I'm now going to show you guys how to teach the back command. So you're going to start with a treat, and you want to make sure that it's a treat that your dog is interested in. And you are going to put your hand with the treat in it on the side of their face, and you're going to walk at them, and that will get them to go backwards, and then you can give them the treat. So it's pretty simple, but basically if you need it, again, you take the treat, you put it by the side of their face so they're interested in it, and then you walk backwards so that they walk with you. It's pretty difficult for me to show it with the clicker without with holding something else in my hands because you need the clicker. So I'm now going to take the treat, do the same thing I just did, where I have it next to his face and I walk him backwards, and once he takes a couple steps back, I'm going to click and give him the treat. You always click before or while you're giving the treat, not after, because that defeats the purpose. So let's do it one more time. Put it next to his face, back, and then you have him go backwards, click and treat. Now, Arlo, come. You can take your hand and just have it go next to him and walk backwards, and he should still be able to do it even without the treat. It might take a little bit to get to that point, but Arlo already knows the back command. So, Arlo, ready? Back. Yes, good job. And then you can give him the treat. Typically, the way that you would move further in this command is you would, instead of having it next to his face, you would start holding the treat up. So back, and he'll watch the treat above him. So if you notice, watch where his eyes are. Okay. His eyes are up at the treat. So back, yes. Now once he's at that point, you can start adding a gesture. The one that I like to use is kind of like a backward sweeping, like this. So if I'm like, watch, if you're the dog, it goes like that. So, come here. So back, and then you walk backwards. So now I'm gonna use the motion. Come, back, good job. And after you do that a couple times, you can start moving into just standing still where you are and using the hand sweeping command. Back, good job. And you want to reward almost any backward movement so that they understand that even that one backward movement is what you want. So you want them to move backwards in general. It's hard for them to generalize how many steps they're supposed to take. So starting with 1 is totally fine. Back, yes. Good job. And in between walking backwards and standing in one spot, you can try to take a step forward to sort of like let them know that's where they're supposed to go, but then stop. So back, good job. So see how I only took 1 step instead of walking the whole way with him like I was before? So now I'm gonna show you what the finished command looks like. Back, good job. Back, good job. Normally when you're training your dog, you want to be really excited and peppy so that they're engaged with you. With this command, it's hard because you don't want to do that, because you don't want to encourage them to jump up. Because if I get really excited and I'm all over the place, then Arlo's gonna jump on me. So you want to make sure that you're not getting so excited that they jump up on you, because that can obviously lead to them having the wrong idea of what the command is asking. I'm going to show you what the finished command looks like from my perspective. He is chewing a treat. Arlo, back, yes. So even the sidestepping movement is sort of what we want because it accomplishes the same purpose. So the reason that we use back right now, for us specifically, is to keep the dogs out of the kitchen or the bathroom or wherever we don't want them. So if they're standing in the door of the kitchen, we want them to back up and not be standing there anymore. So that's what we use back for. So it accomplishes the same purpose. If you want a specific, like you want them to only walk in a straight line backwards, I will show you also how to do that. But this is just for getting them to back up. Like it's not necessarily a straight line, but they're backing up. So this might be a little confusing, but the way that I have it set up is I have each side 1 panel wide, and then it's just a big rectangle. So it almost looks like a dog rug, but like a really small one. So this will help teach your dog not to swing to either side when they're backing up. This really helps teach rear end awareness because when they bump into it, it makes a loud noise. So it teaches them to only walk straight. So a lot of the times I will stand on the inside, but just for the purposes of showing you how to do it, I'm gonna stand on the outside, back, there you go. So see how he didn't want to swing out because he knew that he would hit one of those things. So when they hit it, it makes a noise that they don't really like. It's not really a great noise. So it kind of prevents them from doing that. So you want to make sure that when they're backing up, they're at the front of the X pen. Come here. So he's at the front of the X pen, back. Yes. And normally I would also be using my clicker, but obviously I have to hold the camera. So yeah. Come. Back. Yes. So you don't always have to keep using the treat, obviously. And then this also prevents you from doing the walking forward thing. You can't step forward because if you do, you'll run out of space and your dog won't be able to back up. So if I'm standing inside the X pen and I have Arlo get as close to me as possible, come. There's only a little bit of space behind him to do the back command. There's only like 2 steps of his size behind him in order to do it. So when I'm asking him to do it, I can't step forward, otherwise that'll give him less backing up space. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So you can do this in a small hallway. You don't necessarily need an X pen. You can also use 2 chairs on either side, and that will hopefully help as well. We really like doing it where you line up like chairs against a hallway. So like, you know, there's the wall, and let's say that this box is the chairs. So you'd only have that little amount of space for the dog to back up. So it would hopefully prevent them from swinging out. But the X pen is probably like my favorite way to do it just because it actively deters them from backing up in like swinging out. So I hope that information helped you, and I wish you good luck in teaching your dog how to back up. And depending on what you're using it for, you might teach it different ways, but because of what we use it for, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it works for us. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in whatever we make next. Bye.